Hello, my name is Jennifer Ball and I am a PhD student at Bangor University and I study the contemporary pagan religions. But today, in honour of National Pet Month, I'm discussing the role of spirit guides and animal familiars within contemporary paganism. So contemporary paganism is an umbrella term used to describe and group together some nature-orientated and earth-centered beliefs and traditions. Now, some of you may have heard of the more popular traditions, the likes of Wicca, Druidry, goddess spirituality, or heathenism, but these are just naming a few. And what they believe is that in order to live a fulfilling life, then we must reconnect to the cyclic nature of the natural world. And each spiritual path does so in their own way. Now, the role of animals within contemporary paganism is very important, and this is because that pagans believe that all life is sacred and all elements of the natural world have intrinsic and spiritual value. So this means that pagans believe that humans are of equal value to animals. Now, animals are also believed to be more spiritually connected and in tune with the universe, and this is because of their way of life. So some animals are believed to be more spiritually active than others, and these are the ones that tend to seek to guide individuals that they think are in need, and these are the ones that are commonly known as familiars or spirit guides. So familiars and spirit guides aren't a necessary requirement within paganism, and in fact, you don't have to be pagan at all to have one. But familiars and spirit guides are often linked to the more shamanic traditions within paganism. So for example, it is a popular idea within the likes of Wicca. Some of you may be wondering what a shaman is. Now, a shaman is a practitioner who is believed to interact with the other world through altered states of consciousness. Now let's look at a brief history of familiars and spirit animals, and they are popular terms that can be found within popular culture, in history, in folklore and mythology. So the term familiar is most popularly associated to the European witch trials of the early modern period, and it was here that many accused witches were searched on their body for what is called a witch's teat. Now, the witch's teat is something believed that was a way to feed their demonic animal familiars. So the idea of an animal familiar had a lot of negative connotations linked to it. And this history is often mistaken for its origins, but its history does go beyond that. And there is evidence that the likes of familiars and spirit guides are pre-Christian concepts, and they can be found within Native American history, within Egyptian history, within Norse history, and these are just naming a few. But we're here today to look at the modern concepts of familiars and spirit animals. And there are many other terms associated with these concepts. So a few more examples of these are power animals, spirit guides, familiars, as we've discussed. They can also be called a fetch, a totem, a kindred animal, a fielder, a messenger, a companion, a counselor, or an ally. Now, each of these terms are of similar ideals, but they can differ slightly. So an example is a fetch is an Irish folklore term that means a spirit guide, and that can take the form of a human, an animal, a mythological being, or a mixture of each. Similarly, the fielder is a Norse version of the fetch, and this can also take the form of a human being. But generally, familiars and spirit animals take the form of animals from within our reality. Now, unfortunately, you don't get to pick your animal familiar or spirit animal. They are believed to pick you. Therefore, you could want something majestic like a wolf, but get a teeny tiny little ant. So also, you can never own your familiar, even if it is your pet, as they are independent spiritual beings that are of equal value to yourself. So familiars, the dictionary definition of a familiar is actually a demon supposedly attending and obeying a witch, often said to assume the form of an animal. However, more recently, pagans see familiars as a conscious entity that takes the physical form of any animal or insect, and they are there to protect and guide a person. There's nothing evil or demonic about them. So they are a magical working companion that lends their energy to a chosen individual. And they can be there for long or short periods of time. And the time that they're with you depends upon the reason that they enter your life. Now, it is believed that each species of familiar is something that you need at the time of its discovery, and each different species has different strengths, and that's what they use to help you through your problems. So they communicate through body language and telepathy. As they are just animals, they can't communicate with us verbally, so this is how they do so. And spirit animals do differ from animal familiars, and they can also be known as spirit guides or astral familiars. Now, this is because they are metaphysical beings that are there to help guide you through your life, rather than the physical being that a familiar is. So they're often found whilst journeying within the spirit realm or the other world. And they contact you spiritually through the likes of dreams or meditations or lucid dreaming, but also when you're just journeying within the astral plane. So spirit guides are archetypes of the animals that they portray, and they are there just to give you support, wisdom, and guidance, just as a regular animal familiar is. Now, some people, it is believed, have already had the first subconscious connection with a spirit animal, often without even knowing it. So if you've ever found yourself being particularly drawn to a specific species of animal, then this is believed to be the initial communication between you and your spirit animal, and the animal that you are drawn to is most likely going to be the animal that your spirit guide has taken form of. But also it goes both ways. So if you have a seemingly irrational fear of a particular animal, then it is believed that this could be the animal that can teach you the most in your life. So it can be quite daunting to you, and that's why you have a fear of it. Now, these are often referred to as animal shadow spirits. Now, spirit animals can also be quite elusive, so some pagans have reported to have struggled to communicate with their spirit guides, and they find that discovering them takes a lot of work and patience. But once you have discovered your familiar or your spirit animal, it is absolutely imperative that you then go and research into them. This is because all aspects of that animal are meaningful, and you can research into their characteristics, their personality, even right down to the way they eat or raise their young. And once you know more about the animal itself, you can learn more about the magic that that animal can provide for you. So just before we end this brief talk, I just wanted to include some examples of some known animal meanings. Now, I thought it was good to start with the crow, as they are believed to be especially attracted to spiritual people. So they're extremely intelligent birds with great tool making and problem solving abilities. And the crow, as a familiar or spirit guide, is supposed to help in the development and power of sight. And it also helps within transformation, and it increases one's connection with life's magic. Also, the owl is a wise bird, and it's known as the fortune tellers who hold the secrets of the universe. And it is also believed that if you ask an owl a question, one hoot is believed to be no, and two hoots are believed to be yes. However, if the bird enters your house, it is actually believed to be a bad omen. And also, if you see an image of an owl on a window where it may have accidentally collided with the glass, this is believed to bring news of death. But their role as a spiritual guide is believed to enhance one's wisdom, giving you the ability to see beyond illusion and deceit. Now, we also have the bat. Bats are sociable creatures, and they have strong family bonds, and so they have great communication and perception skills. And it is believed to be a sign of better things to come if they begin to nest under your roof. But the bat as a spiritual guide is believed to signify an omen of change, and also help us to improve our communication and strengthen bonds with family and friends. I also thought it was very important to include some insects in the examples, as they are easy to forget when you say animals, but they are included. So the bee, without bees, our world would not exist how we know it. And they are extremely important and hardworking little creatures. And it's believed that you should never swear in front of a bee, as they are thought to weaken in the presence of negativity. But if one was to fly into the palm of your hand, it's believed that you shall soon receive some money. But the bee, as a spiritual guide, is there to help you review your productivity, and they are believed to help and restore balance to your life. Also, there are spiders. Spiders are characterized by the skills of weaving intricate webs and waiting for their prey to land. So they are thought to be teachers of creativity, but also patience. But spiders are believed to be attracted to magical individuals, and it's believed that they are the only creature to understand the human language. It's also imperative that you should never kill a spider intentionally, as it's supposed to bring bad luck. And also the cat. I've included the cat because they are most commonly associated with witches, particularly black cats. So they are not as unlucky as the legend says, as cats are meant to be really good helpers when it comes to spiritual journeys and magical ones. So for those who cast spells, cats are supposed to be good at helping you choose herbs for those. Or for those that read tarot cards, it's actually a good thing to have a cat there, as they can help you choose out the cards. A cat as a spiritual guide, though, are there to enhance your courage and independence. So they are believed to bring balance to opposites by enhancing your patience, but also your adventurousness and your relaxation, but also your curiosity too. And that's it for our talk today. But thank you for tuning in. I hope you stay safe and have a lovely day.